Damn, that's crazy. Yo, they kicked us out, bro. Yo, that's crazy work. Why they do us like that? Yo, they kicked us out. That's crazy work. Mic check, mic check. Nah, we back though. Yo, yo, Pete, Pete. Let me get the joint right. Pete. Okay. Okay, bung bung. Bung bung. Bung. Okay. Bung. Send it again, Coast. I don't know what just happened. Hold on.
Yeah, what happened? Yo, I'm here.
Yo. Hold on. Let me.
My camera is terrible. I didn't know my camera looked this bad, man. I gotta get a new phone.
You said horrible.
Yes, so I ain't know. I don't ever see myself with the audio with the video be looking like on my phone like that. I guess it's
All
high.
right, what's good? We back.
Yo,
Yeah,
that's
you know the Facebook gods been hating. We've been catching traction. If everybody here tuning in, we will my man's Kings. He's telling. Let's just jump right back into it. I don't even want to,
talking
let's just
down.
jump right back into it. So basically, we left off. We in the 2000s era.
Well, 99.
You say you was just on probation, couple years.
For what? For what?
For what?
I
For
think
what?
it was a robbery joint from like when I was my teen years, but they had gave me 5 years. They gave
Okay,
me five
okay.
five
So
years
now we
probation
fast forward. So
after serving like I think it was like my first charge. So other than a stolen joint that I got in New York, but they didn't know nothing about it. So I had
so you
I
got a
ended
little
up with
AR. You got the AR. Like when you
so yeah,
first
I got
charged,
one of
you used
those.
your AR.
And so
So let me
I
ask you
end
a
up
question.
yeah.
Are you rapping at this time? Are you musically inclined?
I did get busy in at the Globe one time, and that's what allowed me to know back then that I could move a crowd.
Okay, okay.
I was
I
19,
just
I like how you.
Beyonce.
I like how you do that in the alley.
yeah, because I know what he's doing now, but I wanted to know why, like, because it's a different type of rap, and I wanted to know, did he see it then? Because a lot of
I
niggas
think
don't see it then; they see it later. I
I
wanted to know
seen
because
it then.
we still in our teenage years. Because he got me by 3 years. So because
Yeah,
I started rapping a little way back, but at 16 I was a monster. So I wanted to see what he was like at 19. Did you see it? Did you know it was gonna
yeah. I
be a
was right.
thing?
I was writing at
Or
that
did you
time.
just huh?
I was writing at that time.
Okay, so once you start writing raps, in my opinion, you believe in yourself. Cause most niggas just freestyle at that era. They're not really sitting down trying to really write rhymes.
I wrote, and in sixth grade, I was into my first thing was poetry. That was my thing, but I would never let nobody see it. And the crazy thing was the reason why I wouldn't is because I wrote a poem for this girl and she laughed. And so when I kept doing poetry, but I would never read it for nobody or nothing like that. And I thought once I seen rap the way it was, I was like, yeah, this is like poetry too, like in a way, you know what I'm saying? Because it rhymes too. So and I think that's what they call it, rhyme and poetry, rap and poetry. That's what rap is,
Mm-hmm.
rhythm and poetry.
Rhythm and poetry.
But it's facts though. And so when I got that term, I'm like, oh, okay, I could slide that in there. And I was doing it, but I still really wasn't letting nobody hear it then either. It was
Right.
just like I still had that phobia from that girl that rejected me on the poem. You know what I'm saying? And I put $5 in the poem, like she's wilding. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. So
Nigga said, "Hey, in sixth grade, that's a lot of money."
yeah, man, that was some. You know what I'm saying? That was a bag of candy. I was a come up for a little while. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
So
now we fast forward. You on the probation. What city you living in? You still in
no,
Norwalk?
we in Norwalk. We in Norwalk, and that's why when you brought the music, that was the first time I jumped on the stage in the Globe, and the wild joint was it was ending. The
This
whole
is
party was ending, and the
the
DJ,
Globe in Norwalk.
yeah, and the joint
Okay.
was ending, and this is when I was little saucy too, and I seen people that wasn't on part of the show grabbing the mic, and so I was like, oh, I said, I was nice. I normally I wouldn't did it, so I went up there and grabbed the mic. It was that Myth Bleak is dun, 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 that beat,
Mm-hmm.
and I grabbed the mic, start rapping. And I had a shirt on my shoulder, and I stood on the end of the stage, and I'm whipping the girls on top of the back and the shoulder with the shirt while I'm rapping, and the whole people that was leaving out started running back in, and I never forget that. I never forgot that feeling.
It's a good feeling.
It was a crazy feeling. I said, I'm
Good
better than
feeling.
Miss Blake. Like that was my mom. No, I'm better than him. Like
I like
that's the
that.
first
I
thing
like that.
that's the first thing I said when they ran back in there with me off of his beat. I said, I'm better than me. I'm better than Bleak.
Yeah,
And
because
so
the crowd, because it's the mic control. That's the
I moved,
ultimate. When you an
man.
MC, a lot of people don't know. See, and again, they just be rapping and shit.
Man,
But people know, like MC, you gotta move the crowd. That's part
I
of, you
felt
know what I mean?
I
MC
felt
is
my voice. I felt my voice in my feet through the speakers. I felt my voice coming across the room, vibrating off the wall. It was a crazy feeling. I never forgot that feeling. And I snapped out. Like when I snapped, nothing mattered but me being Super Saiyan at that time. That was it. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's the only way I can describe
Yeah, I
it
get
now,
you.
thinking back on it. And when I finished,
I get you.
I felt like the glow left me at that. Well, it simmered back inside me. The glow. That's how I felt. Um, I uh, I ended up getting a dirty urine with the probation.
So you got locked up.
No, my probation officer was from the hood. She was from my hood, from the village, and she knew my family. And so she said, "I'm not going to let you get away with this because I would be a disservice to your family because I know you and I know that at the rate that you're going, you're not going to make it if you stay out here." You know,
Mm. So she
so I'm
kind of gave you some words of wisdom.
So you need to get in the program, and this got to be a long-term program. Now, prior to this happening, I had a dust trip, a real bad dust trip, and I went out of a third-story window. After I went to church with my mom's, I dove out of the third-story window. I can't tell you how I ended up out the window. I just know that I was in the hospital, and 3 days later they told me I went out the third-story window. So I blinked out. And it was crazy because I went to church with my mom's that Sunday, and I left the church. It's for a cigarette break because it's a Pentecostal church. They've been in a long time, and I took a
That's
couple of words.
wild.
What
You
up,
jumped
Floyd?
out
What's going on,
the
Floyd?
window.
And I took a, and it brought the high back. And I wilded out, went in the church, and I just had a bunch of random acts up in there, and then the devil was telling me, God will never forgive you. You're going to hell. And then when I woke up, I was in the hospital 3 days later. And so I ended up with that dirty. And then the lady was like, that's why she said that. She's like, you got to go to a long person program.
Yeah.
I can't not put you in jail. I don't want to put you in jail because you need help, obviously, after this would happen. And listen, I was making money off dust. That's the crazy thing about it, but you can't get high on your own supply. Because that's why I started selling. It was too expensive for my weed dealing to keep up with. And I was not selling crack because my mom's in it was on it. So I felt a sort of way about it. And when I did sell it for a couple months, I used to call the fiends auntie and unc, what's up, unc or auntie? And I showed them love. I bought them food when they was out, get something to eat or get something to eat or whatever. So I couldn't sell crack. So my weed dealing wasn't enough to pay for my dust habit. So I started selling dust with this girl, and I ended up smoking too much of it, and I end up in that situation. So she tells me you got to go on a long inpatient program, and this was a ministry called Pivot Ministries Teen Challenge. I went there, and I got all the tools I needed. Every
Where
question
was
that I
this
had
at?
about
This was in Stanford, the
this was
ministry.
the ministry was in Bridgeport, but then they transitioned you down to Pennsylvania.
Okay, so you did the whole thing from Bridgeport,
Yeah,
then you was in
I was gonna go
Pennsylvania.
to
Okay.
jail. I was gonna go to jail, and I had a nigga I wanted to kill because before I went in there, and I'm using the lingo because I say nigga when I'm not on the. I'm saying I say it around the bishop. if it come out of me, come out of me. You know what I'm
We
saying? I don't.
understand. We ain't.
You get what I'm saying?
We
Like,
don't
I'm
judge
just
here.
saying. You hear my
We
rap,
don't
so you're
judge
gonna
on talking to
understand.
town.
I keep it
It's
100.
all
Like, you know,
love, brother.
you hear the
Yo,
raps. You already know what it is. You
it's
hear the
all
raps.
love, brother. We
Oh no,
know
no,
you
I'm just
come from the
explaining to
heart.
you.
It's all love.
I'm explaining to you um, that, and with that being said, you have to have a healthy relationship with your past. You got to have a healthy relationship with your past. You got to be able to
Yes.
look back, see where the value is in it, leave what wasn't valuable there. And the thing about it, a lot of the stuff that seemed to be fun and glorious is a lot of that stuff is the negative stuff that you don't need to bring back. The lessons you learned and you got to have a healthy relationship with your past. Okay, so
Now we're in the ministry. You said you had to
I
go
had
to the.
okay. So before she told me I had to go to the program,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm a party before I go in. I call myself partying before I go in. Still smoking dust, and this night I had smoked dust. I was smoking mad dust a couple of days before that, but it's staying in
Damn,
your
nigga,
system.
you was
I was a
smoking
dealer.
mad
I was a dust.
dust.
Listen, after I had the
You
incident,
was
I had
almost a
mad
dust
bags
head.
of
You
the.
jumped out the window, nigga.
Listen,
That's crazy.
listen, listen. I was a true one, but I was also a dealer, so I still had more mad dust to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
And I'm still getting high off it. And I'm not saying to be respectful. I'm just saying it wasn't It wasn't like I was like, let me go get another
Nah,
bag.
it's
I
just
had it.
if you
I
getting
had it.
money, because most niggas can't even get money off that shit. That smoking.
Nah, that was my
I
motivation.
like how you telling a story. A nigga that smoking like that, they not getting no money. They just smoking it. So that's why I said respect. At least you're able to still
Well,
get some
well, the thing
dollars off
about it
that shit.
was the money was what was me having to make money was keeping me active, which wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That was the reason why I was active the way I was. And like I told you, I would let people borrow bags so I have something to do, go collect, and I could wild out on
Mm.
somebody for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But
So how
so
old are you at this time when you was going?
I'm 19, 20,
Okay.
and so
He moved the dog off. He changed, but he said, "Nah, I'm the same person." But he just told
no,
it.
yeah, no, they didn't like who I was, and no, they didn't like me being no Southfield niggas. Still saying I'm from Southfield and still out there hustling and not wanting to join a team. They told me if you want to hustle, you got to join a team or you can't get money. I'm not doing that. I live here, and that's I had a lot of problems. I had a lot of drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From that, because I went. Anybody tell you you got to jump me? I'm not bend. I'm not. I don't roll. Y'all, we not the same. And so that's what it was. I still got mines. And anyway, they ended up respecting me to whatever degree they needed to before it was all said and done. And it is what it is. Speaking in terms of then. And so
Yeah,
now what happened? Hey,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey, Tanya, what's going on? And so like I said, I started doing. I smoked a couple. I had more to sell, but I had to go to the program that Monday. So that weekend, that Friday and that Saturday, I was no that Friday, that Thursday, Friday, I was smoking dust. And I wasn't going to church Sunday, so I had to go to the program Monday. That Saturday night, I went out with my brother. I went and got a fresh velour, all red velour. I had some waves, they were spinning, and I had on some suede moccasins. And I was out, you know what I'm saying, and I saw a Harry O was in the Diamonds and Gems, or whatever it used to be Diamond Gems back in the day, but
Did you say diamond and gems?
that's what it used to be. That same spot, but
Yo, he hit you with some old head shit. Look at Bump having a
no,
flashback.
it used to be that though. And
Shout out
my,
to Noah. Anybody who was, yo, niggas travel from New York and Diamond Gym. Yo, New Haven, Hartford. That was the spot. Stop
yeah.
playing.
And so I was there. I went there when I was with my
Hell,
brother. I was with my brother, and
these
I was
young
with my
niggas
brother.
you talking about.
Huh?
Don't get talk. These is young niggas up in the spot. They trying to
So,
tell niggas like me to move over. You hear them?
no, I mean, it's a transitional thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We go through it so they don't have to. You know, but I was in there. Harry O was in there, and my cousin Glenn, Fat G, was in there, and my brother was hustling on the block doing. He was selling, bass back then, and he had a pit bull with him. and he would run up on the cells, and nobody would come run up on the cell because he had the dog. And so somebody approached him about that in the club, and I ended up dropping him, and then somebody hit me with a Heineken from the side. So I ended up getting stitches right before I had to go to the program that Monday. So that Monday I goes to the program. Now, when I said I was still had a nigga to kill, so now I'm going in this program, this church, this ministry, and I got this in my heart about this dude. So I'm not really trying to receive nothing in the ministry right now, because you know I know God, but God, I need to get this one. This nigga, I got to get this nigga, and I'm gonna stay hard-hearted this whole time till I get out. That was my mindset. Now that was what I was thinking. I'm not forgiving this nigga.
Yo, you remind me of me so much.
Nah, he had hit me. I got hit right here. Had 7 stitches right here across the side of my joint, and so my mindset was to get him. So I'm just trying to give you an understanding of, first of all, I'm in this program coming off dust and alcohol. I'm leaving all my girls. I'm in this program stipulated by probation, and I just got split on the side of my joint. And I want to kill this dude, and I'm up in this program, and y'all talking about forgiveness. And so I fought the program. I fought it. They was putting me on restrictions. I was arguing with the dudes in the ministry, the older dudes trying to talk me down and calm me down. And I'm like, yo, I'm tired of this ministry. They taking us to these churches, pimping us. I was just negative. Because, you know, they take us to churches to travel because these churches, they support the ministry and they send money so that, and they want to look at us to see what they putting their money into. And I felt like we was being pimped. And so I was sowing bad seeds all over the ministry. I was on restriction, having to wash the vans and wash the dishes. I couldn't get phone calls. And
the Temple of Shaolin.
yeah, it was like the Temple of Shaolin, but I was making it harder than it was supposed to be. Until, you know, somehow, some way, God started softening me up. But I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to punch him in the face a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting better.
Pharaohs. He softened the hearts of the best pharaohs. That's in the scriptures. That's, you could go back and get the knowledge on that.
So
Pharaoh that had a hardened heart, I was once, you know what I'm saying? And I still chipped away at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I didn't want to kill him no more. I didn't want to kill this dude no more, honestly. I just wanted to beat him up. That was it. I just wanted to beat him up and let him live this. I had got better. That's how I felt. I got better. I didn't really know, you know, at some point, I don't even know when I forgave him until I actually saw him when I came out the ministry. But while I was in the ministry, I was learning about God. I was, you know, reading it and seeing how it apply in my life. And all I needed to do was get out there to get it into practice, which was a whole nother story. So fast forward, I get out. I'm 21 now, going on 22. I get married. It didn't work out. I got married so fast because I thought that.
If you got married young as fuck, my nigga,
Because
what
I'm
made you
coming out
do that?
listen, I'm coming out the ministry, and I'm gonna explain that to you. Coming out of a ministry with my mind and my heart set on worshiping and obeying God. And I know I'm gonna need some buns, so I gotta hurry up and get married before I
Oh,
sin
I see
against
what you're
God.
saying. I see what you're saying. Now, you broke it down smart, because coming out the ministry, but damn, at 22, 21?
Yeah, nah, I was trying to
Oh,
actually, I was actually,
you was
I was
mature.
actually,
You was mature. The ministry made you mature,
well,
I would say.
I wanted to honor God and not be sinning. It was a selfish it was a selfish reason why I did it, but I knew that it is in the
That's
same
not
time,
selfish.
if I wanted it, but I'm like, Lord, I ain't gonna let you. You know, reason why I say it's selfish because God, I should have waited for God to give me the right woman at the time. But I said, Lord, all right, I know you don't want me not sleeping with nobody, my wife, and I know you might have one for me, but I need some right and upset. So I ended up marrying her. We didn't get along because she was 12 years older than me, and I say we didn't get along because somewhere within that relationship, she had her own issues. As being 12 years older than me, prior to us getting married, she was married when I met her. She got a divorce, and she was damaged from that marriage, and she was on medications and stuff like that. And
And she never took time to heal.
Hey Chuck,
she never.
that cougar was you.
She never took time to heal.
Well, the thing about it is, the thing about it was,
Chuck, she was
he was,
using you.
no, I
No,
ended
they
up
were
getting,
both
no, I ended
broken.
up,
They're both broken people
well,
at that point.
I was where I needed to be, but the situation triggered me to relapse, to getting high and drinking, smoking weed and drinking again, because she was on medications, and I didn't really get to really see that until we started living together. And those medications used to sometimes have her so drowsy. I didn't know, I'm like, yo, what I'm saying? And then she had to explain stuff to me, and it was, she had a tumor in her brain, and it's just so much was happening that it triggered me to go back out there. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't a street dude. I still worked, but I went to the bars, and I started banging bumps of I started sniffing coke. And
Damn.
I sniffed coke before when I was 17, when I was younger, but I only did it at night. And I still, even when I did coke, I did it at night parties, or I would do it when I was selling so I could stay up. When I was younger, I did it. And that was the little time that I was selling, I was selling bass, going down to 140, going down to Broadway. And I got the yay to stay up, because you can't be at you're going to get knocked off if you sleeping. So I was and I was that back in the days, Rose Park and the Motor Inn. I would go back and forth there, and that was short lived, because like I said, I couldn't sell it because my family in the wilderness. So I was familiar with coke, and I was doing that. And
South Park, niggas. All you new niggas.
so what I learned in the ministry now had to be put into practice, and because I never actually had the experience with the sword, I had to miss a couple of times, or I had to try to use my hands still and in other words, try to do things with my own hands instead of using the word of God to fight my battles. And so I was losing repeatedly. And I ended up fast forward. I got back into music again. And when I was like 27, and it was negative. It was so negative. When I was rapping, I said, this is going to make niggas want to kill me. Yes, I was just like disrespectful. I felt like I needed, because infamy has never been a problem for me. If infamy is just a
Well,
fancy
you've
word
been through a
for,
lot, so you're a strong-willed person. So I wouldn't think a person of the will of strength like that has no problem with being infamous.
because infamy is a fancy word for being notorious, known for being negative, or for drama,
Well, infamy
famous
is
for negativity.
well, you get known for something and you become infamous.
It's got to be negative, because infamous is a word that's for negativity. Famous for being negative.
Okay.
Famous for drama. Famous is
For the
known
wrong reasons.
for the right reasons. Infamy is
Yeah,
known
that's what
for
I
the wrong reasons.
mean. Yeah, infamy. You'll be
Infamous.
known for that act forever.
So I was infamous for, the drama that, and so that I was able to put that into the music, because that's where I grew up with, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang. So I'm like, if I want to be better than these things, I got to be more disrespectful, and I got to be, this is before drill rap came out, and I got to talk crazy about everybody. I was talking about coming through and, on Beamers, with propellers, with the roof backs, with army fatigues and leathers, like we bringing Beirut back. Like I was like on some old driving through the hood, regular hood, like they be driving around in Beirut and Iraq with the guns up in the air, with the big boys riding through the block. Because that was my thing. Like, if you gonna go, let niggas know you gonna kill them, or they're not gonna believe you. When you tell them, like, yo, chill before I kill you, you gotta let them know that. That was my mind in Noah. And Stanford was a little bit different, like he said, but they brought out an animal in me that I didn't have to bring out in Stanford, because a lot of people had love for me. So when I got to Noah, it was an animal that was in me that I didn't know about. And so when I started doing the rap, that music was that way. And slowly but surely, I got back into God, creeped my way back into positive music, and then started doing gospel music.
So how did that like? Where was the mindset at when you was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this. I ain't gonna rap about the bullshit.
Well, um, my life, first of all,
Cause I heard some of your shit. I heard your shit is positive as fuck.
I wanted to change my life around, and I knew that the music couldn't stay the same.
Mm. So you wanted to
If I
reflect who
change,
you are.
So what happened was before that transition took place, I stopped doing music totally. Cause I'm like, yo, in my mind, I was a street dude, but I had a Christian background. And so I had a traditional way about God and his music that it was hard for me to transition in because I felt like I was one of those people like the rap is the devil's music. So I'm not bringing that with God. God, what am I going to do? Cause I love rapping. I love poetry. I remember that moment on the stage where I knew I had a gift and now I won't feel that no more. And so it took me a while to actually say, and then what happened, it was a different transition was I started looking, God started showing me it different. He said, anybody can get on the mic and be negative and curse and say what they want to say, but few people can use the right words without cursing and still be effective. That's where Rakim came in. I thought about Rakim. I'm like, yo, yeah, he was thorough without cursing, dropping knowledge. So my flows transitioned to a more positive thing where I said, I'm not going to curse or use violence in my music. And then that's when I started, this is
Yeah,
before I
no,
decided.
I've listened. I've did my homework. I've listened. I rap myself, so rapping without cursing is hard in itself.
And I got stuff on Facebook. That's the funny thing. When
And I be
the
telling
trick
niggas just rapping without cursing is hard in itself.
now,
And I'm
now,
just curse words be bridges sometime where you don't really need them. You might need
yeah,
them to get to the next
or,
line.
or, or to express your feelings, and then because you have a lack
Yeah,
of words,
so
you curse, so you
I
can let
get
you know,
what you're
nigga,
saying.
I'm mad, nigga. Well, that's why I'm saying this. Like that was so okay. So now the funny thing about it is,
I'm mad, nigga.
but the funny
Yeah.
thing about it is, my life is changing simultaneously. And I
Mm-hmm.
got that family structure. I came out the ministry with it. That's why I tried to build the family with the first wife. So I ended up getting married again and had 2 kids by the woman. And that it didn't work out like I wanted it to, but it was just so much drama. She's Dominican, so it was just a lot of drama. And I was getting better, but I still had my womanizing ways. Still had some of that.
Right, right.
And so she wasn't putting up with it, and we got into arguments. She gave me a chance, I gave her a chance, and it just didn't work. We co-parent well now today, but that was there. And so after breaking up with her, or even we had got together the second time I had my son, I got a daughter son with her, and we was in church together, me and her, married and in church together, and I started rapping then because of Josiah. You seen Josiah? He was just up here.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
Yeah,
him
yeah,
rap.
yeah. He tapped in.
Yeah, I wasn't going to rap because, like I told you, I had that mindset about, okay, well, I was doing positive music. This is before I
So,
actually
so
started
you
going to
was
church
gonna leave. You was gonna leave the rap alone and shit. I feel that.
because I was like, I didn't know how I could work in the church. I just set it aside, like, and then and I thought I was like, I'm gonna be the night. So okay, so then I heard Josiah rap, and I'm like, okay, I could see I could make this work. You know what I'm saying? Because I just was listening to how he was just, I was knocking my head to it because in my mind, like after that, I'm like, yo, once I start rapping, because I know all these other Christian rappers is gonna be corny, so I'm gonna be like the illest one. I was still kind of fleshly by my mindset, but
Yeah, deep
when
in the
I seen
flesh,
him
but
do
I
it,
get it.
I was like, yo, I could do it, and so I started doing it, and it's on Facebook. Like I started putting the music on Facebook, even the positive music, because what back then, the funny thing about it, there's 3 videos. If you go to my videos all the way down, where you hear me rapping off of secular beats, a Jay-Z beat.
I went through your whole page, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So you talking about down on the bottom where you see
Yeah,
I'm the
I
nicest
look.
for a minute, like I
Yeah,
said, I'm the nicest for the minute. You heard that one, right?
I listened. I listened.
Okay, so those were the ones where I
I
was
try to listen
rapping.
before I do the interview. I try
Okay,
to
so
indulge with the time that I have to get
you
familiar
with
who
me
I'm
now
talking
then.
with.
You with me now. When you heard that,
Yeah,
that was the stage when I was rapping, trying not to curse. And I was adopting the battle rap, calling out rappers mindset that I'm better than y'all. I was using that. I'm not gonna I've been the nicest
I
for a
get
minute.
what you're
Like
saying because like I said, rapping without cursing is hard. So for you to, I get where you coming from. Rapping
but I
without
had
cursing is
nothing
hard.
but I had nothing to affirm my toughness other than the fact that I can rap better than you. That was my angle. I can't be violent. because that's my motive, is not to be violent and not to curse or to be sexually suggestive or disrespectful to women.
Well, nothing is wrong with competition.
So, okay, now I'm not saying that, but that's where the transition was comfortable for me. That's where I said,
Yeah,
okay,
friendly
I can
competition.
still
That's what
rap
I'm talking about.
because rap got to be tough if I'm gonna do it. I ain't doing it. It got to be tough.
Now that we fast forward, yeah. Now that we fast forward, 2025.
Yeah, let's go.
We in the new year now. Now that we
Yeah,
fast forward, you rapping, your ministry, you doing things, because we
miracle
about to
signs and
wrap it
wonders.
up soon. So what's the
Miracles.
message you got? What's the message when you got for the guys that maybe you may see in the streets that was in your position
Bro,
15 years ago,
I'm gonna say this.
20 years ago? What do you have for them?
I'm gonna say this. At this time, I told you about everything else, but at this time, I operate in signs, miracles, and wonders. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't a demon. It ain't a demon in hell that can escape the power of God in my life when I'm on them, when I'm on their tail, when I got my scope on them for whatever reason, for whatever sheep they coming for. You know what I'm saying? So today, I would tell the young bucks that's back there doing whatever they. I've been there. I've done that. And I had something that I wanted to say. I've been there,
Well,
done that.
you have the time now. If you want to leave us with some words or
Okay,
prayer,
I'm
anything,
gonna hit you with
the floor is
something.
yours. The floor is yours
I'm
before we wrap it up. The floor is yours.
because this is where it all boiled down to. This is where you get to understand the glory of God. And I explain who I used to be, and you got to know who I used to be to some degree. And now this could be a two-part thing. Only because I say that because who I am now is a totally different person.
Already have it in mind. So do your thing, knowing that there's a two-part to this. Because actually we got cut off. So it actually will be a third piece, which would be the rap. Because I
Yeah,
was
Okay.
it'll yeah.
So we'll do that, and then like what I would say now, a lion doesn't follow the crowd. He leads the crowd. You get what I'm saying? So there's a form of leadership that we have to take over our own lives. There's an illusion that we have control of our destiny, and it's an oxymoron that is true, which is objective and subjective at the same time. If you're not under the influence of God, you are under the influence of something.
Mm,
That just goes without saying. You get what I'm saying?
I never
If
thought
you're
of
not
it. I
underwater,
never
if you
thought of it like that.
listen, if you're underwater and you're not breathing, then you're not breathing. So there's no getting around it. You're underwater, so you're not breathing. But when you come above water, you are breathing. So if you're in God, you're breathing. But if you're not in God, you're underwater, drowning.
Drown.
So and when I say that, like I said, there's an influence. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I say that, this is where the jewels get dropped, because you're talking to an ex-dust head. This knowledge ain't supposed to be in my head. It ain't supposed to be in my mind. It's divine wisdom from the Most High. Destiny is subjective and objective. If you're not under the influence of God, you're under the influence of something. And what is that influence? A lot of us feel like we do things and we're doing something different. But in reality, we're following the crowd. We're following the crowd. Why? Because it's not the influence of God. Anything materialistic is catering to the five senses, which is no benefit to your soul. We need five senses to enjoy this earth, so that's why God gave it to us. But He ordained the way for us to enjoy these things in an honorable, respectable way that lines up with his ordinances and the way that he instituted it for us to enjoy it.
Mm.
But Satan takes our desire that, oh, it looked good to taste. Oh, it looked like it's good. And now you're going to go ahead and partake of it because your taste buds caused you to misuse. You misuse your taste buds. Satan caused you to go the next route. So you wasn't under the influence of God. So you was under the influence of the enemy, or she was, and they was. And so when I say this, don't let the enemy trick you to make you think you're in control. When you're not under the influence of God, you're under the influence of something else. So
That's
it's either
deep for the
it's
that's
either
deep for
some
the younger men.
it's
The
for
young men out there, that's deep.
and it's for everybody. It's really something, or it really is, or it really ain't. You can't really, I can't say that, or in a relationship you can't tell your woman, I love you baby, but I'm gonna be over here with her. She ain't having that, right? And we're speaking outside of gender. I'm only saying that because we have genders, but in relationship with God, I can't say, God, I love you, but I'm about to go let this influence me or that influence me. He's not having that. A lot of us say that we're blessed, and I had to learn this because this journey has taught me this. A lot of us say that we're blessed, but we're really living by mercy. To be blessed is to have joy everlasting without joy everlasting, whether despite of your outer circumstances. Meaning there's nothing that can take your joy or give it to you because you're getting it from the Most High, right? And so
Add on.
it's so much that as human beings, we learn on this journey, and to be blessed is to be approved by God, to have favor by God. And the only way to be that is to be in right standing with God. Outside of that, it's mercy. And mercy is God not giving us what we do deserve, meaning you doing this, that, and the other, which deserves death, but I'm having mercy on you. And grace, of course, is him giving us something we don't deserve, which is his loving kindness and his tender mercy for following the steps of his son. And it's deeper than what people think it is. But what the lifestyle I live has caused God to be able to use me to be a conduit of his spirit to heal cancer. You hear me? To heal cancer on numerous occasions.
Okay? Deliver the message, man. Speak for the
To,
truth.
to speak
Speak it.
youth, to speak to the youth, to cause them to feel the love of a father, the spirit of the father. The Father in heaven taught me how to be a father to any person that I encounter, whether they're older than me or not. I can speak to that hurting young child and a 60 or 70-year-old man by the power and the spirit of God. And when I get through ministering to him, he's going to look at me as a source of information to help him, to strengthen him, so that I can then step back and watch him serve the Father. Because I don't need you tailing behind me. I led you to him already. Now you follow him. And it was amazing when I see grown men, because I hold men's meeting, grown men, 65, 70 years old, crying about stuff that happened when they was 9, 10, 11 years old.
So,
And
now,
saying,
so explain a little bit of what you do as far as giving back. Because that's what you're doing. You're giving back. And like you said,
now, okay, now we're talking about
I need
imputed
to
righteousness. We're talking
talk.
about imputed righteousness. I can't take credit for this at all. I promise you. I promise you, because it's not my nature to be righteous. So I can't take credit for it. And I mean that I'm only saying that in and of myself. I can't take credit for being righteous because I told you what type of dude I was. So you know I'm not righteous. You know there's something else. And that something is the righteousness of God. When I became a man of God, fully submitted to God, I developed a desire to love people, a desire to warn people, a desire to give back, and a conviction for not doing so. which is the Spirit of God convicting me. This is something that was placed on the inside of me. I can't take credit for it. That's why I do what I can give the PC. I can give the PC answer. Say, I just want to give back because I caused so much drama in the hood.
I like your answer. I
I'm
like
just
it
telling you.
because it sticks to who you are and your
Well,
journey and what you came from.
well,
Because
the reason why I say that, I can give that answer. If I did, I'd be lying.
nah, and I'm gonna tell you something about me that probably I ain't saying from the bump. I can sniff a liar from a mile away. Because that's the energy that I have. So you've been real, like you've been truthful, and I can feel your energy, your righteousness
Now it's the
under the
righteousness of
eyes of
God.
God,
Now
like you said,
it's
under
the
the eyes
righteousness of
of
God.
God, like you said, under
And
the
let me tell
eyes
you
of
something.
God, like you said.
Let me tell you something.
His
I,
devotion.
I
His
push Christ. I push Christ like I push dust. I bang Christ like I bang gangs. And I ain't scared to go to no hood and rep Christ like I used to rep Southfield. You feel me? That's
And
what
with
it is
that,
right
I
now.
want to close it with now. I want to close it with that one right there.
That's a whole fact,
Talk
man.
of the
Shout
town.
out to
That
all
was
my
dope.
Southfield,
I want
all
to
my
close it
Southfield
with
brothers,
that
man.
one.
Yeah,
Bump, you
yeah,
got
that's what it
anything
was
else
about.
you want to ask?
Nah, just shout out to all my brothers from the Southfield village. We all grew to be a
Yep.
family.
Any shout outs,
All,
anything before we
all my
wrap it up?
the whole Stanford, man. West Side, East
So,
Side,
so, so
Myrtle
where
Ave.
can people find your ministry or your word, or if they want to join
Come
the
to
men's
Facebook, man.
club, or
Come to Facebook. Come to
what's your
Facebook.
Facebook?
Inbox me. I am. My life is ministry. Hit me on
Shout your
Facebook.
Facebook so people can get it. Cause how it work
Jehoshaphat King.
is
Jehoshaphat King is right here, right in the Facebook.
Jehoshaphat King. How it will work is we had the live today. We also have a YouTube that we just started, and this will probably be a 2-part episode. It'll be up in full tomorrow morning for people to watch, and they can go through it, and but other
What's
than
going
that,
on? Make sure y'all
I
share
just
this
want to
live,
say
man.
thank
Everybody
you
that's up
for
here.
coming. Thank you
Yeah.
for the blessings and just being here.
But and let me say this, man. Sometimes things can seem it's hard squeezing. I'm 45 years. It's 4 years old. It's hard to squeeze so much in such a short time. That's why people write books.
Yes,
But I'm
but
glad
all
y'all.
we always encourage guests to want to come back,
Yeah, and
want
so
to come back, want to tell us about new endeavors. So you're
yeah,
always welcome. Anytime you free, always welcome. Because Talk of the Town is more than just a podcast. It's a social movement for the Black people in the town of Stanford, and then it reaches past Stanford to Connecticut, through Connecticut, what I should have said. Bumps in North Carolina, so we don't know who's watching from there. It's just
from everywhere,
it's a
man.
talk of the town. Basically, we touch social issues, music issues, life issues. We just trying to grow the youth minds into a positive movement. So you're always welcome. I don't know if Bump got anything else to say before.
I do. I wanna for the people that didn't catch it in whole and total, there was a specific scripture for the single moms who's going through what they're going through, or a troubled teen or a child, boy, girl. There's a certain scripture that he quoted faithfully that helped him get out of
Psalms. It's
yeah.
something
And
about don't follow the
no,
I
no,
don't know
no,
which one it was.
no, don't cut my wisdom, please.
My fault.
I don't want you to say it because it sounds better from the horse's mouth, and I'm gonna pick up from there. So you could give that scriptures to a mother or to a parent, you know what I'm saying? Not just single mothers. It might be a father that's going through it too. So what was that scripture, Psalms, that helped you through your journey or just open.
Well, that was Psalms 91.
Psalms.
Psalms 91.
Okay, so while here, and you could apply that to your own life as well. As far as me, I'm very spiritual. I try not to dive into that, because I have other apostles and angels that's working along with me. That's why I brought Kim along. You know what I'm saying? I got some other tricks up my sleeve, but we need more people to look up to. Like we don't, like he said, there was certain people that, when we grow up, that we idolize or had as an image, like, that's what simple swag. And we lost that along the way. You know what I'm saying? So I remember back real quick in grade school when we used to pop up, basically like, yo, what you want to be when you grow up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the hell I said back then, but I know it's not what I am now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like along the way, a lot of the leaders and people that we idolize, the Bill Cosby's, like they, you know what I'm saying? So we really have nothing to, you know what I'm saying? So let me be that. You know what I'm saying? Let me and my team be that motivation. Like, you know what I'm saying? From the spiritual level, you know what I'm saying? Or and some people might not be ready for the gospel yet, or to tap into their spiritual side. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, that's why we, bought this side and many more to come. But I say that to say this, man. Still sharpen still for sure. You know what I'm saying? Share it, like it, you know what I'm saying? The man said he whole men's group. You know what I'm saying? We could do that too. At some point in time, I'm gonna be back, you know what I'm saying, my mental health groups, you know what I'm saying? And I'm posted up.
Facts.
Jews, you know what I'm saying? The last couple of times I did it, I had my mental health therapist, you know what I'm saying, that I do virtual, but, I have my wife's phone that was just, you know what I'm saying, boom, with me having a conversation, minus the, you know what I'm saying? So, again, like, we need that, you know what I'm saying, for all my men, for all my fathers that's going through hell with these kids, even if they're not yours, if you're in a relationship, and we trying to figure certain things out, like, you know, we could come together under one umbrella and get things, on proper perspective. I'm definitely going to trim anything that comes this way. I'm cutting the fat right off. So, we got to come together. Feel me? Put your guard down. We could come face to face and discuss certain issues as men. You know what I'm saying? Because we are dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Any and everything is mental health. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of technology going on around it. We need to take off that, you know what I'm saying? That blindfold, man, so we can see and be more aware of what's going on and get back to the youth, get that respect back. They don't respect us at all. And I understand why. So if this is what it takes to restore the feeling, let's get it. Talk of the town.
Talk of the town. And with that being said, brothers, I love y'all.
Likewise.
Until we see it again, this will be on the YouTube. I'll send you the YouTube so you can see the full video in full. And I holla.
Yo, coming King, I think everybody for taking their time out watching. I know it's something
Yes.
better and better. I told y'all, I feel so good. I want to just show you. I just want to show it, but I'm humble with it. I told y'all I'm gonna pull up my sleeves and just pull mad tricks out, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
We here, talk of the fucking town.
What the hell,
Holla.
stop fucking playing with us, yo.